I grew up in East Knox, area called Park City. Started off kind of just freestyling my stuff in high school, and then linked up with my first rap group, which was Fluid Engineers. Went off of school, came back, got into the slam poetry scene. You know, Knoxville was just now starting to get one. Did a lot in the old city. Fast forward, ended up in a group with this guy, a group called Loose Leaf. We met through a mutual mentor named C. Lynn. For like a whole year before we realized we was even cousins. Yeah, I think one day he just mentioned his dad's name, and I was like, yo, they call him Dr. Pepper? He said, yeah, that's my uncle. I was like, whoa. Yeah, immediately he started looking like my uncle. I was like, wait a minute. So that was cool. Then he meets a guy named Mike Miller, man, he can tell you about that, but we ended up forming another group called the Theorists. Theorists, in my opinion, is what sparked the whole Good Guy Collective that we currently have now, because it was just one of those Voltron Unite, you know, you build it, they will come, everybody started, you know.
Grew up in North Knoxville for the bulk of my childhood. I always had an aspiration for art. All my brothers were artists, visual artists. Got into hip hop, rapping around the age of like 9 or 10, just freestyling with my brothers. And shortly after that, during high school, I began to produce mixtapes with my friends. So I always had like a little small collective I was a part of. When I was younger, I had a group called Certified Street. So it was like a offshoot kind of gangster rap thing before I found my voice, you know, but it was a collective of rappers all through my high school. I remember like before I graduated high school, I was on MySpace and I saw this dude on there on MySpace. I'm like, oh man, this dude is dope. I said, oh man, this is like the kind of sound I want to get to, because I felt like it was more reflective of who I was. And shortly after I left high school and just dived into the scene, you know. I tried to contact him and he didn't reach out because I'm a young kid at the time. He didn't know who I was. You know, I served a term in AmeriCorps, which is when I met C. Lynn, basically, and then that was my first introduction into the hip hop scene. And like he said, the band came about, the Third started, and yeah, the rest is history. And that's when the Good Guy Collective formed.
They couldn't do this shit without my squad. The verdict's out, we ride until the end of it. My God, I roll with good guys with songs that's so fly, and your girl say she feeling it. Tell her it gets better.
The collective is comprised of MCs, producers, videographers, just multiple aspects of the art form. One thing that really drove me to the collective was the idea that everybody's an artist. And that's our primary belief. We believe that everybody's an artist, and when artists come together, we can do great things and change the world. We seek to assist artists in expressing themselves, whether it's internally in the group and also in our community. We also host showcases, we do like ciphers, we do cipher videos, and like it's allowing a platform for us to, one, document the art scene and also assist in the process of artists growing into like their next phase. So yeah, that's our motto. Everybody's an artist.
You find the mic and all the speakers with the cords attached, where we was broadcasting live from the A6 slap. You know it's dope when the flow give them hope, and they gotta run it back into these arms of mine when these bars align.
My first introduction to 90.3 was, I was actually not in high school, I was in elementary school at the time. I remember being like, 9 years old? And my brothers was up real late one night and we're like just listening to the radio, you know, like that's back when we playing on tape cassettes, right? So we're like trying to record stuff off the tape cassette, off the radio. And 90.3 pops up. And I'll tell you, some of the dopest hip hop, just dopest underground music that you wouldn't expect to be on the radio was playing. You know, typically you hear top 40 type stuff on the radio.
Yeah.
So when that popped up, I'm like, what is this? It's like the most underground dope beats I never heard before. I think it was like some DJ Shadow type lo-fi underground hip hop, and then like they'll go to like the old school stuff. So it was real cool. That was my first introduction.
I hadn't heard about 90.3 at all, man, growing up. For me, it was like when I first started getting into the hip hop scene, because we didn't really have too many outlets. You know, we started making our music, man, and then it was like, hey, how are we gonna get on radio? Well, 90.3 kicked in. You know, we were doing our thing in South Knoxville, and then the main DJs moved over to WUTK, because Benny, you know, being awesome, he was like, yeah, you guys come over here and do your thing. They were so known in the underground circuit. It's like that's your outlet. That spread like wildfire, you know, throughout the whole hip hop scene. It was like, oh, we gotta end.
90.3, just the entertainment hip hop show. That was our way of testing our craft.
Actually, that was my first time getting a little leverage with the music scene. I was like, hey, you know, thanks to Benny, he was like, yeah, we can get some advertisement on the radio. We can get, you know, just promote it and blah blah blah. You know, their generosity empowered artists such as ourselves. You know what I'm saying? Because we know we can bring that to the table, you know, for acts coming in out of town. You know, it's like, well, how we gonna get the blah, blah, blah between the pot of light and the radio 90.3?
Yeah.
We had Juice. We had Lil Juice. We was like, yeah, man, our town acts, yeah, we get you a venue, man. We get you
Radio
get stuff in circulation. We can make this happen. Because they were so easy breezy with it. They were so easy breezy. You know what I'm saying? As long as it's radio friendly, you know what I mean? It's, you know, and the sound quality was tight, they'll play it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? They even play it when it sucked. Like when the sound quality sucked, they still play it. They got some of my old songs, man. I wish they take out of rotation. We'll talk to them later. Punk scene and hip hop scene, it was really hard for us to find a little venue, so we took anything we had.
The venues in town, the Birdhouse was the original venue that a lot of us performed at. It's the smallest space, so it's the spot that I say that's where artists get to like learn how to fly. You grow your wings at the Birdhouse. Oh yeah, venues around campus, the Yacht Club was the dopest venue. It was real small, low key, but it's the most intimate setting that you could perform at. Seriously, I had one of the best hip hop shows ever at the Yacht Club. So outside of hip hop, we've collaborated with groups like Hudson K. Worked with her in the past. She did a track on one of them. Brought her into the hip hop world, and she did a chorus one of our songs or a project that actually founded the collective. I was in a group called Plunderphonics with DJ Wiggs and Lane Schuler. And then she hopped on that. Yeah.
She hopped on that. I've collaborated with the Lone Tones, with Bark at the time. It was going by Tim Lee 3. Man, dude, we've rocked with so many groups, man. Yeah. I've rocked with Milo. It's been an interesting journey as far as that goes, yeah.